DesignPLUS is a tool that has been installed at Irvine Valley College in Canvas to allow you to make a course that looks really cool and is really useful for students. So to turn it on in your class, you go to Settings and scroll down until you find DesignPLUS, actually Multi-Tool here, which is the same thing. You click on it and then you enable it in your class, goes up to the top, and then you make sure you save it. When you do so, multi-tool shows up here on the left. When you click on that, it comes up and it gives you a page to work on. We're going to break this down, and this is an overview, so parts of these are going to be handled in other videos as well, but basically what you can do is build a template. So if you have specific things that you want to do, for instance, you want to create a home page, you can click on that. The page has now been created. It's not set to have that page yet, so here's that home page to show front page. I can open this home page for editing. As I do that, notice on the right a little rocket ship comes up. If I click on that, this is DesignPLUS. There's a number of different ways you can look at DesignPLUS. There is a very basic, an intermediate, and advanced level. If you click on the gears in the upper right, it will come up and give you this option. You can go ahead and turn it. It may start with basic for you, and you notice that there's only 4 different options here in the upper right. There's some other things that you can do. You can also turn on design tools to automatically launch whenever it's ready to edit. I have that off at the moment. So from a basic standpoint, you can go into templates here and choose what template would make sense for you. If you take a look at the templates, you see that there's different navigation that shows up. In this case, you see the start here has a little arrow across the bottom. There's a blue bar there. This one has a gray bar, and it's got blue bars for different groupings underneath it. And as you go down, you find the one that makes the most sense to you. What is of interest to you? So for instance, here on the left, you have the left navigation within that picture that's up at the top. Don't worry about the pictures themselves. You'll be able to change those out as you proceed and you look at what you want to do from here. Notice that some of them have blue colors and some of them have gray. Sometimes that's the only distinction between different options. Okay, here's some circles, different navigation that all look different. And notice there's 2 columns here that allow you to do different templates. It's a good idea to pull a template and then adjust it the way you want it. And the main reason for that is because then this will be consistent throughout your class. So if I go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead with these circles overlap template, and you see how I've got start, syllabus, modules, more resources, and here are the images there. Now I can go ahead and I can customize this. So I can customize the banner text. Notice it says the unit name is text. So here, let's call this DesignPLUS Overview. And I'm going to get rid of the unit number in this case. All right, this is the home page. I can choose the banner image. And notice I've got a number of different things that I can pull. Here are some institutional, here are some other images. I've got images that I have imported into this class. So maybe this image. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that looks like a picture of the library. That would make sense here. And at the bottom of the picture of the library, I'll have my information. So I picked an image. I can add navigation blocks. So here, notice I've got start here, syllabus, modules, more resources. Well, maybe I don't want it to be modules. Maybe I want it to be something else, or whatever it is I want in here. I can actually choose the different aspects of this. So if I want to change this icon, I can click on an icon, search icons, and maybe I want it to be book. Actually, yeah, book. And here I can look at different book things. Maybe I decide, no, I don't want to change that icon, but maybe under more resources, I want to do the book. And here I will choose this icon right here for more resources. I can add additional links. So here, this is the help area to explain what I'm doing and what I can do. So here I can increase this to, I can try to increase it. I can make it lower to split it in different areas. So add item, and here I'm going to call this grades. And grades to me would look like let's say grade let's choose this icon. Okay, and you see that it's there. Maybe I want that to go above more resources or in order. And you see as I'm making changes on the left, it comes up and it changes those things. So I've just added that. I don't need to split the list. And the reason for that is because these icons will come across the bottom all together at the same time anyway. So I can close this off. And now as I scroll down, I want to add I want to add and rearrange content blocks. So here I've got these other content blocks, and I want to add a content block, and let's call it welcome. All right. So notice I added a welcome content block. I can change this text here. And I can continue to add different sections as I choose. For instance, if I want to add readings underneath it, notice it now comes up with an icon for readings. If I want to then get rid of it, I can simply click on the X here, and that will remove that. So I am going to go ahead and save this. And now if I click on Home, notice that comes up, and that is now my home page for this class. Now, I don't have places for this to go. I don't have a Start Here page. I don't have additional things in here yet, but this already starts to look like a nice start to the page. I can go back in and edit this particular page, and let's say I want to add a section about the teacher. I can click on the Launch Tools again. I can add a content block. And I don't see anything listed here that makes sense. So I want to add a block, and I'm going to call it about your teacher. And let's go ahead and put an icon in here. All right, maybe I want to put an icon in this one. And notice I'm just typing in different things that might come up with the possible symbols, something that might be of interest. And actually, I don't see anything that I like for welcome. So here you see that I've got about your teacher, and I can now put in information. Now, as I do this, maybe I want to add an image. So just like you can do in other ways, I'm going to go ahead up to the top, and I am going to choose the image, choose an image here. I've already got some images, so course image here. And all right, I like that picture. And it has automatically put it into this particular part. Now that's way too big, so I can go ahead and make it smaller. And now it put it on to the right. Is it small enough? Okay, so obviously this isn't the way I really want it to look, so I can go to image options and I can do several different things with this. First of all, the alternate text. That's a horrible alternate text, so let me do that again. One of the things that I don't like is if you click outside the box, it will go away. So make sure that you delete things appropriately. All right. It's got the image embedded. Good. This is done now, so that worked. I can drag it around a little bit. Some of the other things that I can do. Again, I've got pictures. I can add in pictures. I want to. That's pretty good for right now. Actually, I'm going to hit enter after this just to put it on a separate line. That'll look a little better. I can then write justify it. Move it over there. Let me see if it'll let me. No, not really. Doesn't let me do anything that like I really want to do. So there's a lot of different things I can do with this. This is at the simple level. Go ahead and save it. And now it looks a little bit better. So now let's go into multi-tool again. And here we have this template builder that we were looking at before. Notice we've already got the front page set, so now we can go in and we can start creating templates for assignments, discussions, pages, and quizzes. So here, the assignment title. So I want to create a template assignment. Let's call it assignment and create a template assignment. Notice it says the template name and then assignment behind it. I do the same thing with discussions. Pages, yes, I'm going to do the same thing with pages. And quiz, I'm going to do the same thing with quiz. So what I've done is I've just created templates of all of these. I can now click on any of them, for instance, a quiz, and I can put in the information that I want. Notice this is still a template. So going back to the design tools, launching them, I can go ahead and click on the template. If you remember the template that I used before, it's this circles one. So I want to try to use that same template over and over again, and you see that now there's some consistency that's going to show up. So here I want to now add content. All right. And what you can do is you can type in the information that you want showing up for every quiz. When you are done, you can go down to the bottom and you can start putting things in. So assignment group, I haven't created extra assignment groups, so they're right now going to go under assignments. Do you want to have answers shuffled? Do you want to give a time limit? So these are maybe chapter quizzes. Do you want to allow multiple attempts or not? Let the students see their responses. You can uncheck and check any of these. Leaving the assign area blank is probably a good idea. And then you simply save this. You do not want to publish the templates. You just simply save them. And then as you go in, you can make adjustments to everything. So if you think about it and you want, for instance, under assignments, you want to create a group and call it the quizzes group. You can then move this down. All right. So now if I go back in through the multi-tool, I've got this quiz here. If I go ahead and I edit the quiz, notice it now has it as assignment group quizzes. So as I'm creating quizzes, I will use this template to create all of those quizzes. I can turn on a lot of different features and stuff like that and try to make everything as similar as possible to what I want them all to look like. So now I can do the same thing. Notice here I've got a template assignment and a quiz assignment there. So I can go ahead and go back into the multi-tool, template builder, and I can keep on going and add these things. So discussions, say I want all of my discussions to be graded. I can click here, create this discussion part. So again, I want to go back to the templates, pull the same template I was looking at before because I want consistency. Add a content block, introduction text, and put in the information that I want. And now I can set up everything down at the bottom. I want it graded. It's not a group discussion. How many points possible? So let's go say 5 points. What assignment group do I want them in? I can now add a new group, call it discussions. Right? Notice it's putting it right there. The assignment information. I can set up all of the things that I want. For instance, users must post before seeing replies. I like having a lot of those in place, and save it. Now it has just created, it's changed this discussion. So if I go to discussions, you'll see this discussion is here as a template discussion. Under assignments, now there's another group called discussions that has that template in it. None of these are published because these are all templates. And basically what you can do in the multi-tool under the template builder is build out all of these different templates. Once you are done, you can use the module builder to create modules. So here, module prefix, you can have it be custom. You could say something like, and how many modules do you want to create? What module number do you want to start with? Sometimes you want that to be 0 or something like that. And what do you want it to look like? So it could be a page. It could then be an assignment, discussion. Notice it's got header here, so you can actually organize this and say something like resources. Okay, then assignments, discussions, quizzes, and then I'm going to put a quiz here. So in each of these, I have just created this part. I want to use these templates. Okay, and you see I'm just clicking on the template that I want. And then I can make other changes like submission type for assignments. Do I want it to be an online, no submission? or on paper submission. You could have separate assignments templates for each of them. It's completely up to you. So if I choose online submission, you still will need to go in and adjust things, but you can set this up, and let's say each assignment is worth 5 points. I can do the same thing with discussions. Display the grade here as points. All right. And you see different things that I'm able to do. Now, when I hit generate module list, it runs and it generates this list. This is what all of the modules will look like. And in a future video, I'll talk about how to customize these before you, at the end, go ahead and add modules to the course. Right now, I can save progress because I don't necessarily want to add these 5 modules to the course. I can save progress, and then I can come back to it later. So this is the module builder portion. The next one is the date modifier. So if you have assignments and things like that, you can actually go in and modify your dates. You can set blackout dates. So for instance, maybe you want to not have anything due on Sunday or Saturday, which can be a really good idea. You can mark those and do blackout dates for those dates. You could also take spring break, for instance. For us this year, I believe it is March 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd here. And then we've also got the 31st. And so you can see me going in and just adjusting individual dates for when everything needs to happen. I can now set default times. Due time is at 12:59 p.m. Available time, I want it to be 12 a.m. Lock time, 11:59 p.m. So you can make everything due at 11 p.m., for instance, instead of 11:59. Hide answers, show answers. You can set all of these. You can do bulk updates with this particular area. So bulk times, bulk dates, add a certain number of days to them, etc. Do you want to hide and show answers? A lot of times I'll have that turned off. And then you just simply hit adjust dates, and it will adjust all of these dates in your class based on the criteria that you put in. And here you see the home page is the only page that I've got. There really isn't a due date on it. But for all of the different assignments that I create, it will show down here at the bottom of this particular page. So I can modify all of the due dates based on this due date modifier. There's a delayed announcements modifier, and it's got the same settings that you do in the due date modifier. Notice it says announcement data down here, and you can put the information in. So it kept the information I had for the dates that I wanted to have things available. And I can, it's choosing what the format is for the dates, setting the default time. What time do I want all of these announcements to automatically go out? Any bulk updates that I want to do to adjust things like that. This is all available in this delayed announcement modifier. Going back to the home, we've gone through template builder quickly, module builder, due date modifier, and delayed announcement modifier. This was a quick overview of DesignPLUS. There will be some additional videos going into each of these in a much greater detail.